Welcome to our third second grade math lesson. Today we are going to be looking at word problems. We have been looking at strategies to solve addition and subtraction problems if the numbers are too big or if the numbers are really small, different strategies we can use to solve them. But now we're actually going to have to search and discover the number sentence within a story problem. So let me show you. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to read this story problem to you. I want to encourage you right now, you can pause your screen and go get a piece of paper and a pencil to try to work this out on. So go ahead and pause your screen if you need that. If not, we're going to continue moving on and I can show you how to do that on the board up here. So this story problem says that 7 birds were sitting on a branch. 4 more birds joined them. How many birds are on the branch now? Imagine it in your head one more time. 7 birds were sitting on a branch. 4 more birds joined them. How many birds are on the branch now? The first thing we have to do when we have a story problem is plan what we are going to do. So let's plan. If we have 7 birds sitting on a branch and 4 more join them, and we're trying to figure out how many birds there are now, do you think, remember our 2 operations that we're looking at are subtraction, minus, or plus, which is adding. Do you think in this story problem, with our 7 birds and our 4 birds, it's asking us to put them together to figure out how many birds there are now, or to take some birds away to figure out how many birds there are now? I'll read it one more time. 7 birds were sitting on a branch. 4 more birds joined them. How many birds are on the branch now? So what do you think? Are we putting those 2 sets of birds together, or are we taking some birds away? We are putting them together, and we know the sign for putting them together is plus, addition. Okay, we are adding the 7 birds with the 4 birds that came to join them. So now that we've planned what we're going to do, we are going to be adding, we're going to be joining. We need to write our number sentence. So how many birds were there to begin with? 7. Okay, and then how many birds joined them? 4. But before we put our 4, what do we have to put? Because we're joining the birds. What symbol shows us how to join? Plus. So we moved our plus over here. 7 birds plus how many more birds? 4. 7 plus 4 birds equals what? Now it's time to solve. Our number sentence that goes with our word problem is 7 plus 4. How are you going to solve this problem? Think about your strategies. Can you add it in your head? Do you need a T-chart? Can you draw a model or draw circles or counters to represent? There are 2 of those that we could do that make the most sense. If you can solve this in your head, go ahead and put 7 in your head and count up 4 more. But if you don't feel like you can solve it in your head, we can do what? We can draw a model. Now, I could put this in a T-chart, but do I have any 2-digit numbers here? Do I have a 10s and a 1 and any of those numbers? I don't have any 10s in these numbers. So it's not really necessary for me to do a T-chart. So what am I going to draw first? 7. Can't be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus. So am I going to be crossing things out or getting more? I'm going to be getting more. I'm going to be getting how many more? 4. So 7 plus 4. Did I draw my model? I did. So now count up to find your answer. Let me know what you think it is. Okay, did you get 11? Yeah, there's 11 here. So I'll write 11. 1, 10, and 1, 1. Very good. Now we're moving on to the next one. This one says, remember, imagine in your head, I'll read it a couple times. Valeria buys a box of chocolate chip cookies. There are 28 cookies in the box. If Valeria eats 12 of those cookies, how many are left? So imagine what's happening. Valeria is buying a box of chocolate chip cookies, and there are 28 cookies in that box. If Valeria eats 12, how many are left? So let's plan. In this story, is something being taken away, or are we putting two amounts together? We are taking away. And what is the symbol for taking away? It's a minus sign. It means subtract. We're going to be subtracting. So how many cookies, I already put it up here, how many cookies did Valeria start out with? 28. There were 28 cookies in the box. But then she ate how many? She ate 12. What symbol shows that she ate, or that we're taking away some of these cookies? Our minus signs. Let's move our minus over here. 28 minus how many cookies? 12. So here is our number sentence, our equation. Now, think of what strategy we're going to use. Are we going to use counting in our head? Are we going to draw circles or counters? Do we need a T-chart? We do need a T-chart. We need a tens and ones chart, because if you look at these numbers, they are both two digits. They have a ones place and a tens place. A ones place and a tens place. So I'm going to make my tens and ones chart. Tens and ones. And now I'm also going to, so I don't mix up my numbers, I'm going to label my numbers in the equation. Tens and ones, tens and ones. So I remember which place is what. What am I going to draw first? What does it tell me here? I need to draw two what? Tens or ones? I need to draw two tens. There are my two tens. How many ones do I need to draw? 8. I need to draw 8 ones. Now, before I jump over to this number, I really have to look at what we're doing. Remember, what does this symbol mean? It means I'm taking away, right? So am I going to start drawing 12 over here? No, I'm going to be taking 12 away from what I already have. That's what this means. So how many tens will I be taking away? Just 1 10. So I'm going to cross out one of my tens over here. Okay. And then what else do I need to do? I need to cross out 2 of my ones. I'm going to cross 2 out over here. 1, 2. Now, did I draw 28? Mm-hmm. Did I take away? Yes. Did I take away 1 10 and 2 ones? Did I take away 12? Yes. I have done all of the steps. Now I need to find my answer. What is left? The question is, how many cookies are left? What is left? 1 10. Mm-hmm. Here's my 1 10. And how many ones? Count them up. And 6 ones. Who can read this number for me? If you said 16, you are right. Great job, guys. We're going to do 2 more. This problem says Oscar has $10. He goes to the grocery store and spends $2 on milk. How much money does Oscar have now? Oscar has $10. He goes to the grocery store and spends $2 on milk. How much money does Oscar have now? So do you think, the question is about money. How much money does he have now? Think about what he did with his money in this story. He had $10. And he spent $2. So are we going to be taking away some of that money, or is he going to be getting more? Are we going to be joining two amounts of money together? We are going to be taking away. And how or what symbol means to take away? Minus. Minus means take away. Minus means subtract. Say that out loud. Sometimes that word is hard to remember. Minus means subtract. Subtract. Okay? Subtract means take away. So now I can write my number sentence. So how much money did Oscar start out with? $10. And before I write my other number, did he take away or get more? He spent his money. So he gave that to a cashier to get milk. He doesn't have that money anymore. So we're going to move our takeaway symbol, our subtraction symbol, our minus symbol over here. 10 minus what? How much money did he spend? How much money does he not have anymore? $2. So 10 minus 2 equals. Now, we're going to think of a strategy. Are we going to be doing mental math? Are we going to draw a model? Or are we going to draw a model in a T-chart? This number 10, the number 10, does have a tens place and a ones place. So we could do a T-chart, but that might be a little complicated. I only have 1 10 and 0 ones. And I'm only taking away 2. It might be easier to just draw 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I have 10. 10 minus, subtract, take away. 10 take away how many? 2, right? So am I going to be drawing 2 more circles? I'm not. It doesn't ask me to join another number together. It doesn't ask me to get any more. This tells me I'm going to take away from 10, take away from what I already have. So I'm going to cross out 2. Okay. And now, what is my answer? How many dollars, how much money does Oscar have left? See if you can figure it out. 8. He has $8 left. Great job. You guys are doing incredible. Remember, write this down on your paper if you have paper. If I'm going too fast, you can click that pause button. Or ask your parents where the pause button is. Finish writing and then click play again when you are ready. You can also watch this video as many times as you need. So here is the last story problem. There are 12 boys and 14 girls in Miss Harty's class. How many students are there? There are 12 boys and 14 girls in Miss Harty's class. How many students are there? What do you think we're going to do? We're going to plan first. Before we start writing numbers down, we want to be sure we know what operation we're using. Operations we have to pick from are addition and subtraction, plus and minus. What do you think? The question is always the most important part. It tells us what operation to pick. How many students are there? How can I figure out how many students there are? What can I put together? The boys and the girls. I'm going to put those boys and girls together to figure out how many students total there are. So what symbol am I going to use to show that I'm putting those boys and girls together? I'm going to use a plus sign. Good job, guys. I know you got that. I'm going to use a plus sign. So how do I start writing my number sentence? I'm going to start with my 12 boys. And before I write another number, I have to show my symbol that tells me what to do. So I'm going to move my plus over here. 12 boys, and I'm going to put those 12 boys with what? My 14 girls. 12 boys plus 14 girls, or my 12 boys joined with my 14 girls to create a bigger group is going to equal how many? So there's my number sentence. Now I have to solve. What do you guys want to do? What strategy? Do both of these numbers have 10s and 1s in them? Are they both 2-digit numbers? They are. 10s place, 1s place, 10s place, 1s place. I think I could use a T-chart for this one and it would be really helpful. You ready? So here's my T-chart, my 10s and my 1s. You don't have to do this step, but this is always really helpful to me so that I don't lose track of my 10s and 1s place. I know that this is my 1s place and this is my 10s place. So I'm going to label these numbers to be sure. My 1s, I'm always putting in the 1s column. My 10s, I'm always putting in the 10s column. Remember, I always work, here's the left side, left to right. Right is over here. I'm going to start from my left and work to my right. So what am I going to draw first? I'm going to draw 110. This is my 1 in my 10s place. What am I going to draw next? 2, but 2 of what? Does this represent 2 10s or 2 1s? That's why this is always helpful. 2 1s. 1 10 and 2 1s. Plus. So I have my 1 10 and 2 1s plus. So am I going to be drawing some more or taking away? Crossing out. This tells me I'm joining. I'm going to be drawing some more. So how many more 10s do I need to draw now? I need to draw 1 more. How many 1s am I going to draw now? I'm going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, who can tell me my answer? There are 2 10s and 6 1s, and that makes 26. Another way we can count them up, if we feel comfortable in counting by 10s and switching to 1s, we count by 10s first. 10, 20. But are these 10s? No, these are 1s. So 10, 20, then we just have to add 1 each time. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Is my answer correct? 26. Yes, very, very good. Okay, guys. I know this is a lot to keep up with while you are at home. There is an activity in my folder on the Mirror webpage. I think it would be awesome if you guys could do, but if you can't, that is totally okay. Thank you for watching my video. I miss doing this with you guys in person, and I look forward to seeing you soon.